Cluster zone changing location. Get there.
So I've been playing X-Defiant for a little while now. I've gotten a couple hours in, and I've just got to say that coming from Ubisoft, this game is actually pretty awesome. Yeah, from Ubisoft. An awesome FPS title that I've actually been enjoying and having more fun with than Modern Warfare 3 at the moment. That's pretty crazy. And that's an accomplishment for Ubisoft considering their current options. But yeah, how did they accomplish this? And did the game have any flaws that I thought were notable? Yes, I did. Well, one, there's a big glaring flaw, but we'll get to that. Let's just get started with the game itself. X-Defiant is a great game, okay? It's pure fun and actually requires, believe it or not, a modicum of skill to actually play. Yeah, it's a revolution. It is a revolution that you require skill to play this game. But I think more importantly is just the fact that it feels pretty well balanced. I think it's one of the few games where I don't feel like I'm going to go in and be like, okay, someone's going to use this gun, game's pretty much over because it's the meta, right? Now, the game hasn't been out for that long, so we don't know for sure yet, but from the hours I've played, I haven't felt like there's any bullshit that makes me want to quit the game, so that's good. The balancing is pretty fair, I would say, except for the assault rifles pretty much being the meta right now, but that's with any FPS, I suppose. And yeah, I think the balancing has been good. The abilities don't feel like they're all too overpowered. I feel like most of them are pretty nerfed, to be honest, but some of them are pretty useful. You know, the ones I stick with, the shield that you shoot out is pretty damn helpful for objective modes, which, trust me, we'll get into way later. But regardless, I think that the game is pretty well balanced, so that's a good job for Ubisoft. Like, number one check, done. You got balancing pretty well. Another thing I have to compliment is the map design. The map design in this game is far, far, far better than in Call of Duty in recent memory. Now, not besides Modern Warfare 3. Besides Modern Warfare 3, any COD before that, this almost takes a duty on, okay? The map design here is honestly pretty damn kick-ass. I feel like I can go anywhere. It doesn't feel like it's so linear, but at the same time, it has a pretty built structure of where you go throughout the map. None of the maps feel outrageously bad to me, and that's a great sign. So that's like a 2 checks for me, like check plus right now. You got the balancing right, and the map design has been great. None of the maps I think are all that memorable, but none of them are outrageously bad. So that's good to hear. And some of them are actually pretty damn fun, like the Outlaw map and the map that I'm currently playing on in the gameplay. Pretty great maps. So those are 2 pretty good benefits. What else is there in this game that I think makes it so damn awesome? Well, it's the gameplay. It feels very familiar to Black Ops 4. I just have to bring this out front. I felt like I was playing Black Ops 4 a lot of the time, or Overwatch, or just like a team-based arena shooter, which is what this game is. But it does feel oftentimes that I'm just playing Black Ops 4 with faster movement and the regeneration being a lot slower, and I mean a lot slower. It does feel like I'm playing that a lot of the time, which is a good thing because I love Black Ops 4, so playing it here is great as well. But that is something to note, that this does feel pretty familiar, not in every way, but just in the movement and the gameplay itself, it does feel a bit familiar. Of course, lacking skill or score streaks, which it's a thing that you like or you don't. I do not believe they have any intention to bring it into X-Defiant, which I'm perfectly okay with because it doesn't feel built for that. But that is leading into my point about progression, which is like the final cornerstone, I think, right? You got the balancing, you got the map design, you got gameplay, but where's the progression? Where is it? There's no progression, like, at all. You can level up your guns to get attachments, but that's like the bare minimum. Where is the rest of the fucking content? Where did the dev time go? This is gonna be a rant, okay? If you guys wanna skip past this part, just get to my final rating, just skip to whatever time I put in the video, but where is the content for this game? It is pre-season and there's only 5 modes? What? Am I reading this right? 5 fucking modes in a fucking free-to-play game? How do you get by that? Where did the development time go? How is there only 5 modes and they're all objective-based?
You ready for another one?
None of them are made for TDM, and that's why everyone plays like it. Everyone plays for TDM because there is no TDM. Where are your other objective modes? Why is it only 5 modes so you all have to play objective? No wonder. This is why people are starting to not play the objective is because there's no other way to just get kills. Where's free-for-all? Where's TDM? Where's fucking capture the flag? I don't fucking know. Just more modes. Where is the content? Like, I'm looking for it. I can't show the face cam, but I'm looking for it. Where did the rest of the content go? I'm going to go find it. What the fuck? You can't excuse us with it's...
Well, it's free to play, Dark Ops. You can excuse it. It's free to play. They'll add the content later.
No. I'm not going to continue to play this game if there's not enough content, okay? The progression takes ages to level up weapons, which is why they're doing double XP every other fucking week. But even still, just there's nothing to grind for. The camos, sure, but it's all XP. XP, XP, XP. And this is my point. I said this in, I believe, the Modern Warfare 3 or the Gulf War video or the Cold War video, something like that. I talked about how XP grinding can just be mindless if it's just XP. That's all you grind for. There's nothing else to do. Legitimately, if you think the gameplay is great, then you'll have a good time, right? Which I did have. But playing it over and over and over and over with no progression, nothing to do, nothing to grind, it just hurts my head. It's repetitive. It's like Ubisoft. You took 2 steps forward, but then you forgot to put your shoes on. You forgot to tie your shoes, you know? You did it, but you didn't put everything into it. It's lacking. Where is this content? Where did your dev time go into to where it launched with 5 fucking modes? Oh, okay. Rant over. That aside as well, I think that the content in this game is just not there. If you're playing this for the long haul, then sure, but like there's just not enough there to keep someone coming back. This is exactly what I talk about when I talk about Cold War not having content. At launch there was fucking 8 maps and maybe what 7, 8 modes, and that game was $70. And then you go to this game which has 5 modes and what, like a good selection of maps. I will admit there actually are a pretty good amount of maps, so that's not something to hate on. But the mind-numbing low amount of modes and the fact that they're all objective-based, it just proves that Ubisoft went bare minimum here in terms of content. Now, let's talk about the Battle Pass, right? Because, you know, it's free to play, but there is the Battle Pass. This Battle Pass is pathetic. It's got to be one of the most pathetic Battle Passes I've ever seen. You want me to pay $10 for fucking blue? Cue Angry Joe. Just put Angry Joe in here. Future me, just put Angry Joe.
What is this shit? What do we get? What is this? Is that blue?
Just there's so many things here that are screaming that Ubisoft wants to make you pay more. That Ubisoft wants you to just give them money, even though you have a good enough base game that I'd be willing to spend if you actually put in the rest of the fucking game in, instead of leaving it barren. Okay, I'm not going to get into the rest of that rant, but that just proves my point. There's just not enough there. And then when you go to the Battle Pass or any other content you want to grind, guess what? You're going to have to do 700,000 XP, 1 million XP to get the fucking camos. And the Battle Pass is just mediocre. It's just colors. The weapons don't even look all that cool. It's just so... It's average. It screams Ubisoft, and that's why I want to say this is an Ubisoft title, because, you know, it is an Ubisoft title. It's just, it screams average, and that's where the average is. In the content, progression, everything outside of the gameplay, map design, and balancing is just average. Lazy, bare minimum, no effort put in, and it's unacceptable. In 2024, you cannot launch with only 5 modes. That is just unacceptable. You do have a good amount of maps, but if I have to play everything objective constantly, you're going to have people who aren't playing objective. You're going to have people who just want to kill, which is great if you had a TDM mode, but you don't. But, okay. Yeah, that got me pretty angry. I'm sorry about that, guys, but it just proves my point that Ubisoft cannot have a launch without being lazy in one way or another. And I think this just proves that they need to bring their A game if they want to compete with Call of Duty. Battlefield they don't have to worry about. Battlefield killed itself, and Halo is literally dead. Like nobody plays Halo anymore. So Halo is dead. Battlefield is dead. So you can compete against Call of Duty, but you have to put the effort in. So will I be staying to come back when Season 1 launches? I'm not sure. Season 1 is supposed to launch in about a month, which is pretty fucking ridiculous considering that means no new content for fucking 30 days. But okay. Just need to cool down for a minute. Is there anything else here that's outrageous besides the lack of content? No. That's the good thing. This can be added in time, and soon this game could be amazing for me. But as it is, just the lack of content and the clear microtransactions that want to gouge you for your money in a free-to-play game, it's mixed. In the end, it's mixed. But the gameplay, I can see that. I can see giving this game an 8, a 9, a 10. I could see that. I could see that potential. The gameplay is really solid. I like the gameplay, the balancing, the maps. I like all that. But I can't give it a higher score when they don't add the rest of the fucking game in. That's its biggest sin. No content, no progression, and worst of all, a little bit of a lack of identity. Battle Pass, the fucking blue, you're turning for blue. Okay. All right. I'm gonna call it, but I'm gonna call it. All right. So, for X-Defiant, as of right now, it could be an 8 out of 10. I could see that, but as it is, I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10 for me. It is a good game. It could be a great game. It could be an amazing game if they added the rest of the game in. But as it is, it's gonna be a 7 out of 10, which is a good score, by the way. It's not average. It's above average. It's good. It can be fun, but ultimately it holds itself back by not having enough content for people to come back, and the lack of prestige, which they will be adding later. Again, that later, it's just mind-boggling. How do you launch with almost nothing to offer? You have good gameplay, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if people don't want to come back to progress anything, right? I can only level up so many times before I just say fuck this and I go on to Modern Warfare 3. So that's gonna be the end of the video for me. If you guys enjoyed, please hit that like button and subscribe. I could always use a new addition to the Dark Ops army. And leave a comment below what you think about this game. Do you think it's a 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10? What do you think is the greatest thing about this game, and what's the worst thing about this game? You already know my thoughts on the whole game, so I'd like to see yours in the comments below. And of course, just share this, watch this video, leave a like, dislike, you know how it is. That's all I've got to say. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Dark Ops signing out.